And welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears. We are now heading back to Queen Zephyr to go and tell her about our decision to go and fight along with them against Solaris. We've already toured this area, so now we can move on with this part of the game. You have to say, my heart is set. It's the only real option you have. Was that enemy? What the hell does that mean? Wow. You're really coming up with this information really quickly. I mean, the rumble happened 4 seconds before you ran into the room. Where did he get all this information from? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'm gonna leave Bart behind. So we'll take Billy and Maria with us when we go down to figure out who this was. Now let's take a look at Maria's stats. Maria's like a young kid, so her stats are kind of bad. She has a very low attack power, and though her defense seems to be pretty high here, it's only because she has better equipment than everyone else. She's also very slow, and she has no real ether ability. Her ether abilities are basically based on her gear, which intervenes in the battle. It uses EP just like everybody else, but her gear jumps in and attacks the enemy instead of her. Okay, out here, this little choo-choo is gonna go and try and sell us stuff. Now, as far as characters go, and they usually, in this game, a character's ability in their gear is in some way related to their abilities outside of their gear. Like, Faye is a pretty well-rounded character, and so is his gear. Billy is a pretty good character, but his real strength lies with his ability to use ether attacks tied in with his regular attacks, and his gear has the same ability. Maria, on the other hand, is terrible on foot, but incredible in her gear. No, look, it's locked. It's meaning we can't just go down to the friggin' gear dock. Hangar, whatever. And of course, we have to take the long way. So now we gotta go up here and use this door that's here. think they'd have a staircase or something somewhere. But whatever. Alright, now, this is the dungeon in this point in the game. Now, I should warn you that I had a little bit of a problem while trying to navigate this portion. Now, it had some oh jeez. It had some combination of the emulator that I was using and the program I used to record this video, Fraps. See, look what's happening here. The game has gotten a lot slower. It's weird. Now, I eventually found out it was due to some conflict between some graphical options that I had chosen and the way everything was running. Once I disabled those graphical functions, everything worked so much more smoothly. But the problem was that these characters, these sprites that are here, had the problem. I was playing earlier using the gears. In Gear Battle, which are all three-dimensional polygon things, don't have the problem. Just these two-dimensional sprites have the problem. Well, anyway, on to the battle itself. These enemies here are irritating buggers because they have extraordinarily high defense and ether attacks heal them. See what I did with Billy there? Now, there are two ways that you can take them down. Either use an ether attack, a regular ether attack, not Billy's ether attacks, not the elemental ones, but a regular ether attack, like, for example, Cybism jumping in here and launching an attack, which, by the way, doesn't make any damn sense because that gear is locked in a hangar and we're trying to get to it. But gameplay-wise, that's why it's there. Story-wise, it makes no damn sense. But anyway, aside from the ether attacks, like guided shot here, which will kill them in one hit, these enemies have only 6 or 7 HP. I think 6. The problem is your death blows only do 1. Now, you can take these things down with any of your characters that you have with you, provided you just go in there and use nothing but triangles. Now, what I'm doing here is actually practicing death blows. But see, even Billy's X attack only does 1 damage, and the ether attack actually healed him more than any damage he could possibly have done. Now, they're not extraordinarily difficult enemies. And there are actually, I believe, 2 more types of enemies that you're going to find in this dungeon. Unfortunately, at this point in the game, I hadn't worked out the bug that I was having with the slow battles and the threat of the game crashing, so I cut out all the other battles in this section, so we're not going to see the other enemies. I think the staircase would go all the way down, rather than open up into another room and, you know, that kind of thing. Exit out. That was actually a different kind of enemy. Another elevator. Okay, now that we are out in an area where there's not a whole lot going on, not dialogue-wise, that's a Ellie weapon. Take a little bit of a chance to talk about what has been going on with Shevat. A couple of things that we read in the last episode. Dialogue between with the insignificant characters we found in the library. They were talking about the Shevat Solaris War that happened 500 years earlier, where Shevat attempted to do its world domination crap, or rather Solaris did, and Shevat tried to stand up against it. But there was a couple of things that they talked about that really don't really get mentioned a whole lot in this game, and I just want to take a chance to talk about it a little bit. One of them is the fact that at the end of the war, a new enemy showed up. No one knew where it came from. Oh, here, these weird spinning blades, I don't know what they're for. They get across them. Well, at the end of the war, or what became the end of the war anyway, a battle between all the forces of Earth, Shevat, Solaris, all of those, were sieged by an enemy that no one had any idea where it came from, called the Diablos. These were... It's not really talked about much now, or even later on in the game, but they were gigantic gear-like monsters that came down and basically kicked the crap out of everyone. And the war, basically, another war went on between the forces of the planet, everybody essentially working together in kind of a really screwed up harmony. They didn't like each other, but they had to work together to survive, up against the Diablos. Eventually, obviously, the Diablos were defeated, or the whole world would have been destroyed. Everybody would be dead. But it raises a couple of questions, like where did these things come from? Who unleashed them? Why? Unfortunately, it's something we're not gonna find out for some time, and later on in the game I'm gonna have to remember, once the facts come out, as obscure as they may be, I'll have to remember to talk about it at that point. Another question. What is Big Joe doing in here? Why does that friggin' Elvis impersonating psycho end up showing up everywhere? I don't get it, doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Up here we'll find a couple of treasure chests. Oh, no, actually, we went in a big circle and we're back in the first area now. Another area without the map, it would have been impossible to do this because everything looks the same. So you gotta use the map. But here's the door I want to go through. Or a door, anyway. Yeah, this leads to some treasure chests. Some stuff. Some other things that have been going on. Oh, this is the other type of enemy. I had to edit that one out, but at least I got a chance to see it. Now, some other things that have been going on with Shevat involving, like, the Queen Zephyr. She looks like she's really young, even though she's over 500 years old. And, like, why is that? Why is the Queen so old but looks so young? It's because of certain experiments were done on her. And there were experiments on, like, humans, how to turn them into things that they're not. Like it's parallel, and it's similar development to the way that the ethos were taking people and turning them into the Reapers. Same line of experimentation. That's why she's so old. And it was an individual working for Solaris that made that decision and actually did it. Now Zephyr and possibly the other people, like Old Man Bao, the old bastard that we found in the cave earlier on in the game, he was another individual that had that done to him. As well as the person that taught Faye the martial arts that he knows, or rather the person who taught his father the martial arts anyway. I don't think I'm really revealing too much by telling you that stuff. Okay, down here, our map becomes useless. You can't use the map anymore. Now I'm gonna go save. And now over here, just a ladder. If you fall, then you have to climb back up through the ladder. Now I fell here. So, gotta go up the ladder. Damn it, go up the ladder. Now if you notice, this is the same area that we were at before. We were below. This is where we had to go and cross those weird spinning blades. But now we're above that. So we'll make it across this time. And we gotta go jumping across these spinning blades. This blade actually goes in contact with another blade. We gotta hop across that to that one. Not really difficult. Just make sure you don't jump around too much or anything. And we'll get to the other side. There's a crystal there to reverse speed, although I don't see really a point. Down. And this is the last leg of our journey here. Hop across through this door here. Cut out of battle. And we'll just go through the door and down the stairs. And our door will be available to get to the gear hangar. Stairs. So many stairs. So little time. Oh jeez, another door. And more stairs. Who would have figured any of this crap? Run, 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 run. In circles like a bunch of psychos. Must be getting dizzy. Going down the stairs so quickly. This is the room here. That was something I had to jump over, but I couldn't because of battle. Now to the left, we'll find the exit. But up here there's a save point. And I'm going to end the episode as we go through this gate. So come on back next time to see us confront the intruder.